Hello, I'm Brad Farris and I'm here on location at Rivers Run. Rivers Run is a piece of property in the Mississippi Delta that's owned by Will Primos, and I've been real fortunate to work alongside with Will on this property since he bought it 10 years ago. I'm here today with the Black River Timber and Wildlife guys who Will has hired to take care of this wildlife cut that he's doing. It's all about the quail, the turkeys, and the white-tailed deer. So I'm here to tell you a little bit and show you what we're doing with Black River guys. I met these guys some years ago, and I have a consulting business too that I help landowners with, doing just what we're doing here at Will Primos' place. Now, a lot of times my ideas and a forester's ideas aren't always perfect, but if you do take a forester like Black River, foresters Blake and Carter, and you take a wildlife person like myself who's been around it for a lot of years, and you bring those two together and make a plan for your property, you can get the most out of your timber value and your wildlife at the same time.
You know, what do you want out of your piece of property? Are you managing it for strictly financial return? Are you trying to grow bigger deer or get turkeys on your property? Or is it both? Kind of like what we're doing on Rivers Run today. We're trying to get the best financial return for the landowner, the best wildlife habitat for this landowner, and make it where it's a thriving piece of property where he can get sustained financial gain and great hunting opportunities all in one package.
You know, you can hear the chainsaws and skidders running behind me. Well, let's go look at what they're doing today, but also I want to go look at a spot that Will and I did 7 years ago. That way you can have an idea what it's going to look like 6 or 7 years from now after it has matured and Mother Nature has taken her course. We can't rush Mother Nature. She's going her own pace every year, and we got to live by her pace, not ours. But we can do things to enhance that over time. And you go in, you got to have cover, you got to have food, and you got to have sanctuary. And if you can create those three things on your property in the right order and the right percentages, it can make almost any property really good.
A lot of times we'll meet with a landowner and they'll say, hey, I want to cut this a lot more timber than we actually think they should. And so the difference between us is we want to look at the landowner and do what's best for them, but still give them what they want. If they want to cut 30 acres, they need to cut 30 acres, then that's what we need to do. We're going to give them what we would do on our own properties, and because we own properties, and you know, giving them good advice, and you know, just being honest with them. You know, that's the biggest thing is treat every landowner like it's your own property. And I think that's what separates us.
This is a 20-acre clear cut right here to my left. And back to my right here is the way this whole country right here looked, where we are. This spot looked 7 years ago before we clear cut it. Big, mature trees, really pretty. Of course, it's summertime right now, it's not really easy to see. But if you go in there, it's open. It's just total open understory, meaning the canopy cover is solid up there, so you don't have a lot of undergrowth. On the edge you do because the sun gets here, but you get in there, you have nothing. So except for the fall, it doesn't have a whole lot of wildlife value. Beautiful timber, good timber. But on the other side is another 20-acre clear cut. So you can picture this, you got a 20-acre clear cut that we replanted. Then you got a open corridor with big trees right here, and then you got another clear cut here, and then a food plot that I'm standing by. So you're kind of strategically creating these little wildlife areas to hunt deer. You got great habitat to grow them, you got great sanctuary to protect them, but also you're making it huntable at the same time. So you can plan this stuff out, think it through. It doesn't look like much when you first do it, and it's kind of slim pickings for a couple years, but from then on, for a long time, you have a great hunting spot. Another little key to this is a little road. You can see this little road right here. It's actually two roads. One kind of goes to the northeast, and the other one kind of goes to the southeast. Now, you're probably wondering the purpose for those roads is not for a four-wheeler, not for an ATV, not to walk on. Stay out of these. We bush hog a road like this one time a year just to keep the invasive species like gum trees, you know, real prevalent trees coming up so you can use it. And what happens, that turns into a deer trail. The deer walk it, they scrape it, walk right out of here into this food plot, across this corridor. The reason for the big trees, if you're a bow hunter, so you can put a stand anywhere you want to up and down this corridor to take advantage of north winds, south winds. If you cut it, you don't have many trees to hunt. Well, you kind of, for bow hunting, that's tough. You hunt on the ground, and when it gets this thick, your ground hunting is really not very productive. So this is just one example of many that we have done creating wildlife habitat through proper timber management and thinking about the property, the prevailing winds, the way the deer move. So it's a lot more to it than just sketching it out and doing it. There is a purpose for every piece of this. We can do this on your property. It's fun to do. To me, I get excited thinking about it because it's kind of like the hunt is we all like to try to figure out that deer, figure out where to put that stand. Well, it's kind of like this as far as management. Go on a piece of property. Every piece of property is different. So you have to treat every single property a little different strategy, a little different technique, but it's just one example of what we can do here with the Black River guys and proper wildlife strategies, hunting, and timber harvest.
Being able to watch Brad and see how he sets up with it was his years of experience of hunting deer and turkeys and all wildlife. We've been able to partner with Brad to really get down deep and fine-tune the small details of wildlife management.
We've learned so much about wildlife and hunting that it's not just a 3 or 4 month sport. This is as much fun to me being out here, creating wildlife habitat, figuring out these timber cuts to enhance the property and the wildlife and the hunting. You know, you marry those three together and it's really, really fun. So give the guys at Black River a call, let them come meet with you. They can give you some ideas and some thoughts and long-term planning for your property, how to get the best for the recreational, the hunting, and the value.